together to create a visual identity. That's what I do. I create the visual identity along with your input because it's your business and we need to work together. So here's how we collaborate: understanding the brand, creating visual elements, logo design, color palette, typography, visual consistency, branding guides, and much more as we go further on. So what I want to do is I want to introduce Dr. Mara, if you want to come in.
Sure.
And we work together on, Dr. Mara is the owner of Mara Acupuncture, and her practice, originally we started out, she had a brand. So this is her old logo. It's a nautilus shell, and it was a photo. So what we did is, there's nothing wrong with this. It's just when you want to enlarge a logo, you need to have a vector logo. And a vector logo is a mathematical equation. It's very complicated. Basically, I use Illustrator to create it, and it can get scaled to enlarge. But she was, Dr. Marr, why don't you tell me a little bit about why you wanted to change your brand from this to this one?
I wanted cohesive branding that could be easily used on multiple platforms. And so Laura knew how to transfer what I had into something new. I wanted it to be very simple, rememberable by the color scheme. I'm handing around actually all the pieces that Laura has created for me over the almost 5 years we've been working together. And just so efficiently, you keep evolving things. And I get so many compliments on the design.
So what we did is we kind of went to her. I went to her office and she did a color palette in the interior, and she kind of wanted to mimic that the serene type feel. So when you entered, so we went with the blue, and then we did the highlights of the magenta. So I did a little color palette for her. So anybody who is working with Dr. Mara, I think Scooter worked with Dr. Mara, and so he has the color palette for t-shirts, so he could work on that, and also with fonts. So we have, different fonts that we want to keep consistent so that we stay on brand. Here's some marketing materials. Here's some of the. I can pass this around. You have
they're all going around right
now. So
now.
Dr. Mara has business cards passed around. We incorporated the logo. We have the gradient of the blue to white to give it kind of a really soft feel. And then also with the Serenity Sessions. And then this was part of the old brand, but it's still kind of consistent with the flu and cold season. And we did some package design. Dr. Mara hands these out. You want to explain a little bit about this?
Yeah, so I have a custom formula of CBD that's organically made for me and shipped from Oregon still. And Laura helped me design the actual label that goes on top of the bottle. So when it's very informative. We're very specific about what had to be on the label legally, what we didn't want on the label as well. And so it's all Laura. When you put everything together, everything is one unit when people walk out the door.
Yep. So that's so when you start working with me, and you come to me, I think the logo is kind of the foundation of your brand. So it kind of sets the tone for everything else that you work on. So I can hand out. I'll have you fill out a questionnaire, and you can describe your products and services. You list top competitors, age range. There's just a ton of, not a ton. I try to make it easy.
It's like a dating opportunity. Laura and I dated on this.
Yeah. So I don't make you, but I try to have you fill out a questionnaire so that we can kind of go over it together once it's filled out. So we have an intelligent conversation, and now you're more involved and you understand the process. So, presentation. Anybody have questions or?
I'd like to share that you're incredibly easy to work with and you're very informative, and no one is faster at getting results than Laura. You are amazing at what you do.